Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a pen which is at the entry level of the Pilot fountain pen range, together with these other two pens which I've featured on the channel before, the Kakuno and the Kakuno / Metropolitan, and that's the Pilot Explorer. I know there's been a new release of the Explorer under the Lightif brand. This is not one of those new release pens. It's actually one of the older release pens, which you'll see soon. So I haven't actually taken a close look at this pen yet. It's not quite an unboxing, but we'll open up the box together to kind of take a look. So I'm not quite sure whether this packaging is US packaging or Asian packaging, but the fact that it has any type of packaging is good, especially for a pen of this price. This pen, you can actually buy it for about 20 US dollars. In Singapore, it's going for around that $27 mark. And just to kind of do a little bit of what's in the box, it comes with a use and care guide, which is excellent. I mean, particularly since this pen isn't very expensive, the fact that they actually have instructions is good. And it comes in like a metallic box, which is rather attractive actually, and it probably will function as a pencil case if you take out all the foam bits down here. So the pen does come with an extra cartridge, which we will just leave it there. And we have the pen itself. So I've chosen to get this pen in this rather striking blue. As I mentioned earlier on, right, Pilot has done a kind of a re-release of this pen under the Lightif brand, and there's a little bit of cosmetic difference. Namely, I believe they have different colors obviously, and they might have repositioned logos, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Otherwise, this pen that you're looking at is pretty much identical to the Lightif one, right? When I was at the stationery shop in Singapore recently, the person told me that this particular one, the older version of Explorer, couldn't put in a Con 70, but we tried it out and it was proven to be false. You can fit in a Con 70 in this particular pen. So taking a look at the pen, before I do that, let's take some measurements, because I haven't actually measured the pen myself. And for me, when I get a new pen, there's only two measurements which I really care about. One is the dimensions of the section. As you can see, it's about 10 millimeters, which is fine in the middle. Because why do I measure in the middle? Is that's the point where I actually hold pens usually. And the other dimension which I normally kind of care about is actually the length of the pen from the bottom all the way to the nib, and that's measuring at around the 12.8 centimeter mark, which makes it a decent size. I don't have massive hands, but basically it's pretty comfortable holding it like this. However, first impressions is that this pen is extremely light, right? So we'll look at the pen parts. Pen on the top of the cap it's just a piece of black plastic. You get the clip, which is kind of springy, and the thing I like about it, it's actually in a matte black. You get the Pilot branding, and you get these two little cutouts down here. I'm not sure whether people actually see the resemblance. The reason why I got this pen was because one of my favorite pens that I used to use a lot when I was working and studying was actually the Pilot High-Tech Point V5, and that also has these little cutouts, and it resembles this pen quite a bit. in my what I feel. Not sure whether it was intentional or not, but I really love this pen. Incidentally, it's kind of this type of tip. So coming back to the Explorer, I can't make out whether or not there is a one of those stay wet type caps. I presume there is some mechanism down there to kind of prevent the nib from drying out. And we are looking at the rest of the pen. You get the little base or the end of finial, and it has these little ribbed pieces down here. I'm not sure what these are for. Perhaps it's to help grip better when you cap it. No, I don't think so. Then you have this material, which to me feels slightly different from this material. This material here feels plastic. It probably is plastic with a kind of a shiny metallic type finish. This material here feels to me to be, even though it probably is still plastic, it feels a little bit slightly more metallic than the cap. It is plastic based on what you can see from the inside. The pen comes with a Con B, if I'm not wrong, right? So it's nice that they included a converter. Lots of times when you get the other Pilot pens, like when you get a Kakuno, that doesn't come with a converter. And only in very special versions of Metropolitan you get a Con B as well. Otherwise, they don't come with any converter at all. So it's always nice that they give a converter for people who want to use bottled ink straight away. So, and that kind of just plugs back into the grip section. It's plastic on plastic. And like I said, it's super light. So balance-wise, it's hard to do this, but it's bang on in the middle of the pen. I mentioned before that the length is pretty good. However, for a pen of this weight, I would have no problems posting it when writing. So section-wise, it is very comfortable. Just since I have the Cocoon / Metropolitan out here, you can see that there are some differences between these two pens. I will do like a comparison between all these entry-level Pilot pens in a future video. But it's nice that the section or the grip area is pretty long. If you're one of those who like to hold the pen further back, or you like to kind of hold it very close to the nib, you can accommodate all your grip preferences. For me, I like to hold the pen right in the middle. And then you get the nib. So nothing special or exceptional down here. You get the same nib that's in all of the other entry-level Pilots, right? In this case, the marking says Pilot Super Quality Japan, and you notice that I've gone for medium for this particular pen. The feet is what we expect. It looks exactly the same as all the other entry-level Pilots. So I'm going to use Shinkai today, since why not? And I'm going to do a very quick writing sample. So very easy. The way to use a Con B is just to obviously just pre-press the bolt, let go, and that should have gotten me with a decent fill. If you wanted to, you can actually do another press of the bolt, but since I'm just testing this pen, I'll just kind of leave it with that one depress. So coming back to the actual writing sample, so this is the Pilot Explorer, and it's in medium, a very nice and smooth medium. So it's extremely smooth. I'm not sure why, but I haven't really gotten a lot of Pilot medium pens in the past. It writes very, very pleasant. Smooth out of the box. You would expect huge amount of line variation, which it doesn't, which it probably doesn't have. Not much sense to kind of push this nib. And in terms of wetness, I'm using Clairefontaine papier veloute, 90 grams paper, and on this paper it is decently wet, and it writes very, very pleasant, right? So very quick writing sample for this pen. My initial impressions is, why did I take so long to kind of review this pen? To me, the major drawback, if there's any, is the fact that this pen is so light. After I've been using lots of pens already, my preferences have kind of gone towards heavier pens, but I won't knock this pen for being light. I think on some days when you want a little bit of change, having a light pen might not be such a bad idea. So Pilot Explorer fountain pen, I think it's a great entry point to the Pilot fountain pen line. Like I mentioned, I will do a comparison between this pen and the other Pilot entry-level pens in a future video. Watch out for that. Meanwhile, have a good day, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.